Let me tell you something that happened to me last Tuesday. I was sitting at my kitchen table, the same table I've had for 31 years, the one I actually own. Not rent, not subscribe to, not license for a monthly fee. And I opened my bank statement. Not because I was worried, because I'm disciplined. Because that's what people who actually keep their money do. They look at it, and there it was. 12 charges in one single month. 12 little vampires, each one polite, each one small, each one with a name that sounds like a friend. Netflix, Spotify, Adobe, Microsoft, Duolingo. Yes, someone in this house thought they were going to learn Spanish for $6.99 a month. Amazon Prime, iCloud, a meal kit service we used twice in February, a meditation app, a news app, a fitness app, and something called Calm Premium, which, I promise you, did not make anybody in this house calm. 12 subscriptions, combined, $347 a month. Not $347 one time, $347 every single month. Forever, until you die, or until you remember to cancel, whichever comes first. And the companies, they are betting, with your money, honey, that you will forget. I have the receipts. Sit down. Now, before we go any further, I need to say something directly to the camera, because I respect you too much to waste your time. If you came here for someone to pat your hand and tell you that your subscriptions are fine, that you deserve your little treats, that self-care is a personality, and convenience is worth every penny, baby, the door is behind you. Go find a guru with a ring light and a Lambo he's leasing. He'll tell you what you want to hear. But if you are tired, if you are genuinely, bone-deep tired of working hard and having nothing to show for it, if you've ever looked at your bank account on the 27th of the month and felt that specific kind of shame, not the dramatic kind, the quiet kind, the kind that sits in your chest while you make coffee, then stay. Because what I'm about to show you is not a theory. It is arithmetic. And arithmetic does not care about your feelings. Stay with me. This is going to hurt a little. That means it's working. Here's what they don't teach you in school, and here's what no subscription company will ever put in their marketing email. The subscription model was not invented for your convenience. It was invented because selling you something once is a bad business. Selling you the same thing every month, automatically, quietly, while you sleep. Now, that is a spectacular business. Let me give you the history, fast, because context is power. In the old economy, you bought software once. You paid $200 for Microsoft Office. You installed it on your computer. You owned it. The company got your $200 and had to go find the next customer. That was the deal, a fair exchange, one time. Then somebody in a very expensive conference room looked at that model and said, what if instead of selling it once, we charged them every month and made it impossible to use the thing they already built their life around without continuing to pay? What if we made ownership itself obsolete? And the executives in that room applauded, because that is a genius business model. Genius for them. Criminal for you. Adobe Creative Suite. You used to buy it. Designers paid once, they had it. In 2013, Adobe switched to subscription only. The same software. Suddenly it's $54.99 a month. That's $659 a year. For software that used to cost you a few $100s, total dollar. And if you stop paying, every file you made in that software becomes inaccessible. You lose your own work. They didn't just sell you software. They took your files hostage and charge you monthly ransom. Microsoft did it. Autodesk did it. The music industry did it. The movie industry did it. Your gym did it. Your news did it. And now your car is doing it. BMW, I want you to hear this clearly. BMW tried to charge a monthly subscription fee for heated seats. The hardware was already in the car. The seat warmer was physically installed under your behind. But to turn it on, $18 a month. They eventually walked it back because people were rightfully furious. But the fact that they tried tells you everything you need to know about where this is going. The subscription economy is a $650 billion industry. That money came from somewhere. It came from you, from your paycheck, from your future, from your time. And that brings me to the part I need you to sit still for. Let's do the math together. Real math, not the kind that sounds scary, the kind that makes you angry enough to act. The average American household now spends between $200 and $400 per month on subscriptions. I'm going to be generous and use $273 a month because that is the number that multiple financial studies have landed on. 273. Most people, when surveyed, guess they spend around $80. They are wrong by 193. The companies know this. That gap between what you think you spend and what you actually spend is not an accident. It is a feature. $273 a month. Let's convert that to something real. If you make $18 an hour, which is close to the median wage for a lot of working people in this country, then 273 represents just over 15 hours of your labor. 15 hours. Almost 2 full working days. Gone. Every month. Without a decision, without a moment of intention, just quietly leaving your account while you were busy living your life. In a year, that's 3,276. That's 182 hours of your life. That's 4.5 weeks of full-time work. You worked 4.5 weeks this year to pay for things you largely don't use and occasionally forget you have. Now let's go further, because I believe in finishing what I started. Over 10 years, at a modest investment return of 7%, because money that isn't being stolen from you monthly can actually grow, that $273 a month becomes $47,000. $47,000. That is a down payment. That is a car, paid in cash. That is your child's first year of college. That is the emergency fund that means you never have to put a medical bill on a credit card again. That is the difference between stability and the constant low-grade panic that I see in so many faces when I walk down the street. And let's talk about the things people actively don't use. Studies show that 42% of people are paying for at least one subscription they completely forgot about. Not a subscription they use rarely, one they have entirely forgotten exists. That's not inefficiency. That's companies designing their billing to be invisible. Small amounts, vague names on bank statements, renewal emails buried in promotions folders. They are not negligent. They are precise. Every free trial is a trapdoor. You give them your card just to access the content. The trial ends on a Tuesday at 3 a.m. Nobody sends a reminder. The charge goes through. You notice it 3 months later and feel embarrassed to call and ask for a refund. They are counting on that embarrassment. They have priced it in. And it's not just the money. It is what the money represents. Every dollar that leaves your account automatically is a dollar that did not pass through your consciousness. It did not give you a moment of decision. It did not make you ask, do I want this? Is this worth an hour of my life? That removal of choice, that automation of extraction, that is the product. You are not the customer. You are the resource. Now let's talk about how they sold you this. Because the subscription economy did not arrive as a villain. It arrived dressed as liberation. It arrived with words like flexibility and access and freedom. Why own when you can experience everything? Why buy when you can have the whole library for one low monthly price? Spotify told you that you didn't need to buy albums anymore. You could have every album, all of them, for less than the price of one. And that sounded like abundance. But what actually happened is that you went from owning 200 songs that were yours forever to owning 0 songs and renting access to 80 million, none of which you keep if you stop paying. You traded ownership for the illusion of infinite choice. And studies on this are fascinating and grim. People with streaming services listen to less music, not more. Because when everything is available, nothing feels worth choosing. You are overwhelmed, passive, and still paying. Netflix told you that you didn't need to buy DVDs. And then they raised the price. And then they added tiers. And then they cracked down on password sharing. And then a competitor launched. And then another. And now to have access to the shows that used to be covered by one subscription, you need 4. Disney Plus, Max, Peacock, Paramount Plus, Apple TV. The average cable bill before cord cutting was around $100. The average streaming stack people are now building? 87er. They recreated cable, but worse. And they made you feel clever for it. And the fitness industry, Lord, the fitness industry. They sold you the app because it was more convenient than the gym. And the gym membership because it was better than the app. And the wearable to track your gym. And the nutrition subscription to complement the wearable. And the meditation app to recover from the anxiety the wearable gave you by showing you how few steps you took. Each product a solution to the problem created by the last product. Every problem monetized. Every anxiety turned into a recurring charge. Convenience is the language of the subscription economy, and convenience is not always your enemy. But when convenience is designed to make you stop thinking, to make your financial life run on autopilot while someone else quietly withdraws from it, then convenience is a sedative. And a sedated person does not build wealth. So what do we do? Because I am not here to make you feel bad and leave you there. That's not how I was raised, and that's not how I run this kitchen. 3 things, not 10, not a listicle. 3 real, hard, worth-doing things. First, the audit. This weekend, not next month, not when things calm down. This weekend, you open your bank statement and your credit card statement, and you write down every recurring charge, every single one. You give each one a color, green for essential and genuinely used, yellow for I use it sometimes, red for I forgot this existed. Everything red gets canceled before Sunday night. Everything yellow gets evaluated. You are allowed to keep things. You are not allowed to keep things unconsciously. Consciousness is the whole point. Second, the 48-hour rule on free trials. From this day forward, you do not give your card to a free trial without setting a cancellation reminder for 46 hours before the trial ends. Not when the email comes. Not when you remember. Right now. Before you click confirm. If a service makes it difficult to cancel, if the cancel button is buried, if they require a phone call, if they offer you 3 different discounted alternatives before letting you go, that is information. That is a company that knows its product cannot compete on merit alone. Cancel everything from companies like that, on principle. Third, pick 2. You are allowed 2 entertainment subscriptions. 2. Not because I'm punishing you, because the research shows that beyond 2 subscriptions, engagement drops, satisfaction drops, and spending continues to rise. Pick the 2 that match your actual life, the one you use in the morning, the one you use on weekends, and let the rest go. You will not miss them the way you think you will. What you will notice, after 2 months, is an extra $80 to $150 sitting in your account, waiting to be directed somewhere intentional. These steps are not complicated. They are uncomfortable. There is a difference. Complicated means you lack information. Uncomfortable means you have it, and acting on it requires something from you. I trust that you have that something. Otherwise, you wouldn't still be here. Here's the thing I want to leave you with. And I mean this, Corazon. Every subscription you cancel is not just money back in your pocket. It is a minute back in your life. It is a decision reclaimed. It is a small refusal to participate in a system that was specifically designed to make your money leave quietly, invisibly, automatically, while you were distracted by the very content that money was paying for. You are not broke because you're irresponsible. You are not struggling because you're bad with money. You are a normal human being who was targeted by a $650 billion industry, staffed by behavioral scientists and psychologists and data analysts whose entire job is to make you forget you're paying. They are very good at their jobs. But now you know what the job is, and you cannot unknow it. Owning things is not romantic nostalgia. It is not anti-progress. It is a form of security. A book you own cannot be removed from your shelf because the platform lost its licensing deal. A song you bought cannot disappear because the service restructured its catalog. A tool you purchased does not stop working because you missed a payment. Ownership is stability. And stability, for people who were never supposed to have it, is a radical act. Auntie Pearl doesn't ask for much, but I'm asking for this. Leave me a comment right now. One subscription you are canceling today. Not maybe, not eventually. Today. I want to see the receipts from your side. And if this video made you think differently about where your money goes when you're not paying attention, share it with someone you love. Not to make them feel bad. To give them what someone should have given them a long time ago. The truth, spoken plainly, without anything to sell. Subscribe if you want more of this. I'll be here, at my table, watching the numbers.